Hey everyone, this is Catherine and thank you again for tuning in. I feel like every other week I come across a YouTube video of someone quitting their job at a FAANG company in order to pursue their true life's mission. Whatever that might be, entrepreneurship, pro skateboarder, it's almost a rite of passage at this point. First you spend months grinding LeetCode and then you go through months of technical interviews, and then as soon as you get into a FAANG company, you have to quit within a year. A few months ago, I did a video on some of the top paying tech companies in the US, which I will link in the description box below if you want to check it out. And I remember Netflix was by far the top paying company for a software engineer with a few years of experience at a mind-blowing $500,000 USD. So when I stumbled upon this article, Why I Quit a $450K Job at Netflix, I really wanted to understand the mindset and reasoning behind why people leave such cushy jobs other people would kill to have. And I know I'm not the only one because this article went viral both on Medium and Business Insider and Yahoo. If you're like me, you're probably thinking, holy crap, you're set for life. You can send your kids to private school, you can go to Whole Foods and buy all the organic you want, you can get sashimi delivered to you every day of the week. What more could you possibly want? But believe it or not, despite all the perks and benefits of working at the N and FAANG, the average tenure at Netflix is only 3 years. And this is in line with the average tenure at other big companies like Google and Facebook. Michael explains that it was really COVID and remote work that made him realize he didn't actually enjoy the day-to-day work he was doing. Once you took away the in-person socializing, the perks, and the coworkers, the work itself was kind of boring and it wasn't intellectually stimulating anymore. By that time, he'd been at Netflix for about 4 years, which is an eternity in the tech industry. And a lot of the job consisted of routine copying and pasting, which I completely understand. Need to spin up a new microservice, copy and paste the old one, change the business logic, and you're done. There's this stereotype that software engineers spend the entire day solving novel and interesting problems like creating new hashtag algorithms or optimizing Google's search engine. But honestly, the vast majority of our time is spent doing what I would call grunt work, like fixing bugs or sanitizing data. I know a lot of people would kill to have a boring job that paid them nearly $500,000. But the thing is, everything is relative. Someone in Japan is probably working 80 hours a week and they would love to have a job that only required them to work 60. The thing is, most people are just trying to make ends meet, put food on the table, and maybe eventually retire. But once you've reached that goal of financial stability, that golden American, North American, Canadian dream, the desire for self-actualization really does become so strong, and I can understand that no amount of money can really make that go away. It's why Elon Musk continues to work 100-hour weeks.
Room for improvement.
Despite having more than enough money to never have to work again, and why engineers leave really big tech companies after 2 or 3 years, despite the high salaries, despite the status and the perks. And I think it's also why personally, my top priority is no longer a really massive salary. It's being able to work on things that I love, that challenge me, that I can learn from, with people that I really get along with. Michael spent a long time trying to transition into a product management role at Netflix with no success, which is a big L on Netflix's part. Towards the end of my failed PM job search, I felt the high salary was an increasingly bad deal. Before, I was earning and learning. Now, I was only earning. I don't know if only earning a high salary, aka $500,000 for sitting at a keyboard typing, is ever a bad deal. If you're not completely terrible with money, you could potentially work at Netflix for like 5 years, put that money into the stock market, and just retire. But I do agree that a job where you're learning a lot is infinitely more valuable than a job where you're only earning money, especially at the start of a career. I mean, think about it. You probably spent thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars learning to code. It would be so valuable to be able to do that at a job. But my interests were veering more towards entrepreneurship and product management. The engineering work I was assigned would never be applicable to any of the future work I did. If you have the financial means to do so, I think this is a really good reason to switch jobs. If you're spending all day doing work that doesn't really align with what you want to do in the future, future, it can feel like such a massive waste of time, and there's really nothing more demoralizing than that. I can speak from personal experience. One of my first jobs out of school was doing QA and manual testing, which wasn't what I wanted to do at all in the future. I wanted to become a front-end engineer. And honestly, going to work every day knowing that I wasn't really learning the skills that I would need in the future just made every day feel like such a slog, and it was just so draining. And the longer you put off a dream, the greater the risk that it never happens. So if there's anything you want, you have to go for it right now. I came across a really good quote recently, and I can't remember who it's attributed to, but the idea was that dreams don't die because we say we'll never do it. Dreams die one day at a time because we keep saying we'll do it tomorrow. And this is a little bit cliche, but I guess COVID made Michael realize that tomorrow really wasn't guaranteed. So I do see where he's coming from, but at the same time, I do wonder, could he not do like a side hustle, use his spare time to build his business so that he still could rely on a steady stream of income? And I wonder if there are some other factors that played into this decision, like a toxic work environment or maybe a bad boss. I realized what the real cost of golden handcuffs was. The cost is your youth, your time, and your life. People don't accurately judge these costs because a salary is a hard number, whereas the value of your youth is more intangible. You can bank, save, and grow money, but you can't do that with time. So in essence, yeah, leaving a cushy job is risky, but what's riskier is staying at a job that will never let you reach your full potential, that will never let you fulfill your entrepreneurial dreams, because all that time you can't get back. Also, it takes a lot of guts to break yourself out of these golden handcuffs, but ultimately, looking at the facts, it's not nearly as risky as people might think. I mean, come on, this is someone that, according to LinkedIn, he graduated from Berkeley with a computer science degree. He's worked at top companies like Amazon and Netflix for many years. He has lots of experience, and he's gonna have no problem finding another job if he chooses to go back. The much greater risk for him is staying at a job for years while losing precious time he could be using to fulfill his potential. That would be the greater risk. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in more videos going over some salary information at these top tech companies, I'm gonna link a couple at the end of this one, so I'll see you there. Talk to you later.